corporate America has paid lip service for a number of years. Sure, they've invested money into various diversity efforts, but given all the money that they've invested, they really don't have much to show for it.
From Forbes, I'm Alex Wood, and this is Frontrunner. In every episode, we talk about the new trends that you need to know about and tell you why they really matter. Today we are talking about Black Lives Matter and how after decades of, well, frankly, very little, corporate America is finally stepping up to end systemic inequality and racism. Now, I'm speaking to you from my home here in London, and while today's episode is going to be focusing very much on America, it's a problem we're seeing across the entire world. Right now, African Americans have just 1/10 of the wealth compared to white Americans. And 70% of African American communities right now in America don't have access to a bank or a branch. Money talks, and for the first time in history, corporate America is throwing its weight behind black community groups. Google's pledged $12 million, Amazon $10 million. And Bank of America has put up an incredible $1 billion. But are pledges like these just gestures? And will they really make a difference? Are they really solving problems or just sticking a plaster on them? I checked in with Forbes' Ruth Umoh to find out more. I want to just get a sense of your reaction. Now, this movement and this moment has been happening for some time. It's been rising in importance across the United States. But what was your initial reaction when you saw corporate America getting involved?
Yeah, when I saw corporate America getting involved and essentially lining up to pledge billions of dollars in support of the Black community, my initial reaction was, it's about damn time. Corporate America has paid lip service for a number of years. Sure, they've invested money into various diversity efforts, but given all the money that they've invested, they really don't have much to show for it. And much of those efforts haven't directly benefited Black people in particular. They've more so benefited white women or Asians, which are also two very important demographics. But when we're looking solely at the Black community, they haven't received much of that benefit. What I do find interesting about these various million-dollar or multi-million-dollar pledges is that they're now more so focused externally. They're no longer just focused within a company. They're targeted towards the overall Black diaspora, and they're focused on a sole group, which is Black Americans who have long been marginalized within the United States.
And how do you think we can ensure that the funds that are being pledged by these various companies are actually going to get spent in the right possible way?
As we know, several businesses and rich individuals have pledged millions of dollars over the last month or so toward civil rights efforts. And while that's commendable, it's also really important that they aren't just throwing money at the problem, that they really understand the root cause and the need for systemic change. It's also important that they're not just using it as a marketing ploy. That said, it really depends on what companies are putting their money toward. Are they putting it like Google? Are they using a share of it to go toward racial justice initiatives? Or are they putting it toward revitalizing and stimulating the Black economy? So depending on where you're putting your money toward, you're going to have different results. For the purposes of this interview, let's say that it's the latter. You really will take a strategic and intentional plan, and that means that companies have to do their research, they have to be well informed and understand the obstacles that the Black community is facing when they're trying to achieve economic stability and economic empowerment. And so once they have this nuanced understanding, they can then partner with grassroots organizations that are on the ground, that know these communities in and out, and again, create targeted, strategic, and really intentional plans to help leverage those communities.
Black Lives Matter has brought to the surface something that isn't new. It's been happening for centuries without millions of us acknowledging the pain, the suffering, and the inequality right before us. And as we move forward together, there is no doubt in my mind that corporate America has a role to play. And it'll be the actions that get taken that really determine which corporations are truly committed to the cause. I'm Alex Wood, thank you again for watching, and remember, stay safe and see you next time.